Innovations Flexglo LEDs. Multicolor! Alright, let's have some fun. So, first of all, I'd like to thank Multi-Gun Man. Check out his channel, guys. And Claire Finnegan. Check out hers too. For pointing out the fact that my first video on this, the audio was gone. I had no idea. It seemed to find when I edited everything, but it hits YouTube and it's mutated. Something actually did happen too, which I can't figure out because I rechecked my original file and yeah, it's mute, so I don't know what happened there. But we're redoing this, and with a different camera this time too. So this is the Mercury Innovations kit that I picked up at Walmart last night for $12.97 plus tax, and it's a 6-foot long kit. And it has the exact same remote as my 16-footer kit, and same as my 2 3-footers. So I've got now a whack load of these spare remotes. So if you find a kit and it's got this remote, likelihood, same frequency. Okay? Which is not a big deal because A, it means you don't have to pull the tab, because you'll have one to rule them all, like Lord of the Rings. Remember that show? I love it. We gotta have a marathon again soon. But it is nice that they are kind of on the same frequency to a certain point, because that means you'll have spare remotes, because yeah, you're not buying spare parts for these things, okay? Now, I bought in 2 3-foot kits by a company called Extreme Tech. Check that video out. 2 of those kits are actually on my 31.5-inch screen here with the screensaver going. And it worked out great for that display because the power button is so forward toward the bezel. I couldn't have done a full wraparound anyways. I would have come close, like within like probably a 3.5-inch gap maybe, instead of like, you know, like I've got about maybe a foot, which doesn't bother me, by the way. But at least it would have been 1 plug instead of 2. But hey, you don't know these things until you try them, right? Besides, for $4 a kit for the Extreme Techs, they worked out fine. But the drawback here is the Extreme kits. If you need to customize the length, that's where you're going to have a problem. Because with these, you can only cut, if you look at the space between the copper here, that little tiny skinny little space, you're going to need a really good pair of scissors and very accurate cutting capability, or a razor blade or razor knife, like an X-Acto blade. But you're going to lose a big chunk. You're going to lose like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LEDs. So if you only want to be able to lose 1 or 2 LEDs, no, not a good kit for that purpose. But the Mercury Innovations kit, you're only going to lose 1 LED, which only equates to just over 1 inch. Okay? I'd have to do a precise measurement with a tape measure, but I don't have one in here anymore. But these, at least, you only have to lose 1 LED to custom fit if you have too much overlap. Okay? So the 6-footer kit from Mercury Innovations would work great on a 31.5-inch screen. Still going to have a gap at the bottom, but that's okay. You're going to probably want that gap at the bottom anyway to access your power switch. On the 31.5, like I said, the switch is very far forward toward the front of the screen bezel, where this LG 27-inch is further behind. So it leaves me like lots of room to go all the way around. So not every screen is going to be the same, of course, even for locations of power switches, but also whether it's forward or more backward toward the back. Now, I like the idea of going on the outside edges of the screens for the simple reason it's a lot easier to get around a 90-degree corner like this than it is to try and wrap it around at the back and do that, because you would have to have such a wide bend and you're going to lose so much space. And to me, it would be kind of like a waste, really, when it comes to buying a 6-foot kit, because you wouldn't be able to use it all to go all the way around properly. And it would kind of look stupid in areas if you did try, because you'd have, you know, more concentrated LED in one area. So I kind of like the outside kind of thing myself. Now for a TV set, that would be different. TV sets are much thicker. We can still go around the outside edge if we want, but we can keep it tucked in behind so it's nowhere near the view. I am going to be getting some LED kits for the TVs, but I gotta pick out what I really want to have. I also don't want another one of these remotes, because you know, if I'm going to control my TV in there, it's not going to affect anything in here because these are line of sight remotes, but I got enough of these already, you know. So I'm going to check Amazon, and besides, I want to see what else is out there on Amazon that I might like more, and something that's more flexible for going around cornering with, so, because I don't want to do an outside bezel on a TV set, like, you know, like I did with this. This is okay, it doesn't interfere with anything, even at its brightest settings. I have no washout against the front of my screen from the lighting or anything. It works just fine, but I don't want to concentrate on looking at LEDs here when I'm trying to watch TV, you know, because when I'm up in front of my computer screen, I don't see the LEDs this close. You know, I know they're on, I know it's blue in here, but I don't actually see the visual of the LEDs. On a TV set, you're further away, it's going to mess you up, okay? So you want to go on the back side of the TV and light it that way, where they're out of sight but still doing their job. But these are great for TVs, computer screens, they're great for cars, your kitchen, do your bedroom up. Now Walmart also has the bedroom set. That was actually listed on the box. Bedroom, white lights, motion sensor. What a way to cheese off your spouse when you get up at 3 in the morning to go pee, or go for a smoke, or whatever you happen to do at that time in the morning, or whenever you get up in the middle of the night. Motion sensor lights are a bad idea in the bedroom because you will wake up your spouse more than likely, and that probably won't go well for you. So I probably wouldn't suggest motion sensor, at least not in a white color. I would probably go like subtle, like red, or like a blue that you can dim, you know, something. But motion sensor, the problem is no remote, right? Probably. At least not the ones at Walmart don't have a remote for the motion ones. But this set is really cool for 6 feet. It went all the way around my 27-inch LG display with enough overwrap to not only hold the module even better than what the sticky tape, because I had 2 layers of sticky tape I had to put in here to get enough to just hold that in place on the ends while I did the wraparound, so I knew where I was starting, where I was ending, kind of deal. And I got it pretty centered, you know, which, you know, nothing's 100% perfect, but the lighting at least is all centered no matter what, even if the module's not. But you got to be up close and personal if you've got more than one of these kits that runs the almighty, this controls them all, okay? Because there is a thing where, you know, with a bit of distance, I'm going to mess with the lights on there when I'm trying to mess with this one. So you want to be kind of like up close on here, and you can go green, different shades of greens and blues and purples. You've got red, you've got like a kind of another red, you got orangish colors, you got yellow, you got a fade mode. You've got smooth mode, you got a strobe mode, that ain't strobe to me. And then you have a flash mode, that's more like a strobe to me. But anyways, it's kind of your thing and whatever you want to do. So, if you want to see what these things look like, actually, let's turn the lights out. Ah. Okay, so this is kind of fun. Now, I do have other lighting turned on, but let's kill some of these lights off. And that's about the best we can do with it. Well, actually, you know what? Let's kick in the screensaver. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Okay, so this is cool stuff. So now if I want, I can turn those back on. Turn these on. Oh, it shut off my power bar. Or charge pack. There we go. So now I got all these things going in here. This is kind of fun for a gamer room, you know, like I really like this kind of a setup. It works just fine for me, but I do more than just video games in here, obviously, okay? I do my studio recordings on my Mac, I do video editing, play video games, of course, you know how it works. Plus I got my pellet gun collection in here, all my instruments. So this is like my little man cave, so I'm kind of trying to pimp things out the way I like it, and for what I want. And so far so good, everything's working just fantastic. I do like the different modes with the fades and the flashes, they work pretty cool. I also like the fact that you can also dim these things down as well. So if you find that they are a little on the bright side, then you can always dim it. Now, I'm trying to remember, I think this is the dim. Okay, right button, dims. Now that's pretty low, and it's just enough to say, I'm lit up. without being intrusive on you at all, right? And then of course you can switch between the other colors, and they're already pre-dimmed because you've already dimmed one. So it's not like dim one and it doesn't affect the others. What you do on one, it affects them all, which is also quite fine. Doesn't bother me at all. I like that, actually. So left button, we just push and hold. Maximum brightness. It's not getting any brighter, so that's our brightest setting. Now, what I like the most about the innovations, other than the 6-foot strip worked out perfect on this display, if you have to remove any LEDs to get your perfect fit, okay, you only have to remove one at a time, which means you're only losing about 1.5 inches off the strip, okay? And that works out quite well. Now, I didn't have to remove any. 6 feet was absolutely perfect to go around this screen and come out the other end with the same gap there would be between an LED, which is awesome. So on a 27-inch LCD, you're good, at least doing the outside edge bezels like I did. Now, with these Extreme kits, I wanted to show you these while we're here, because I do have a video on the Extreme kit. Now, I still recommend these. These are great kits. They're fantastic. They will work in where you need short stuff already, and that's fine. But if you had to trim one of these Extreme kits, you're going to lose 5 LEDs in order to do that. That's a lot of real estate of lighting gone, okay? Because you can't just cut where you want, because that would cause problems with the strip. You're only allowed to cut these things where the cut mark is between the 2 sets of copper fingers. You have to cut right in the dead center of that black line, which means you also need either a razor blade or an X-Acto knife to do it absolutely perfect. Don't do it on your wife's good cutting board or the countertop. She'll definitely have something to be saying about that. Not that I did it. I did it at my own table here. Put my own little scratch mark in. Or you get one of these pairs of scissors that work fantastic too. These are great for, well, you can actually cut hair with them, so they're actually quite precision for that. They're thin bladed. You want thin because you don't want to cut those copper fingers at all. You want in between them. So actually an X-Acto knife works the best. Or if you have a filleting knife, if you're a fisherman, you have a filleting knife, it's razor sharp, just, that's it, you're done. So, all in all though, for $13 in tax, now this is Canadian dollars, of course, you guys know that, it's my channel, I'm in Canada. I think they're definitely worth the money, so I give them a 4.5 out of 5 easily. The fact that I now have one remote that actually controls them all, regardless of the brands I'm dealing with in here, because my big strip, my 16-footer, is a completely different brand, yet it has the same remote and it's on the same frequency. The Extreme Techs, same remote, same frequency. Mercury Innovations, same remote, same frequency. There is a benefit to this. You're going to collect a lot of remotes if you're buying a lot of kits, but you're going to have one to rule them all. So even if your battery does die in this thing, you've already got ones that you haven't pulled the strip on, right? Yeah, you're good to go again. If you wear out the buttons on this, because you're a button freak, because some people are, okay, so if you do wear the buttons out, you have spare remotes, because you can't buy spare parts. So, you know, the LEDs will last you for years and years and years, but the remote probably won't. So, to be on the caution of safety, it is kind of a nice idea to have them on the same frequency, so you have a drawer collection full of these remotes, right? But also annoying at the same time. So, anyway, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Now, I am going to be installing more of this LED stuff on items, but that won't be for a while. But when I go to do the bigger items, I will definitely do an install video for you guys at that point. I really wanted to do an install video on this kit because I thought I could get away with it the same as I did with the LG, just leave it in its space. But this was too tight of a corner to get around and do everything, so I actually had to take the display, put it on its face in a safe spot, and then do it that way. Go so much, flip it around, go so much, flip it around. That would have been for a very long and tedious video, which I kind of think a lot of you would enjoy anyway, so that's why I decided when I go to do some other items, I will do videos for you guys. But I'm going to try some different brands too. Walmart is great. They got a bunch of these different kits and different things, especially the white lights that are motion sensor, which they say good for the bedroom. I say no, not if you want to keep your spouse on your good side. So yeah, it's the middle of the night thing. White lights, ring! You know, it's kind of like turning on the lights in the bedroom in the middle of the night. You're going to upset somebody. I think those motion light systems belong somewhere else in your house. That would work just fine. Especially if you're getting up in the middle of the night for whatever reason, you know. It's kind of nice in a pitch black dark house. You walk out of your bedroom, lights go on, you're okay, and it's not too bad, and you can get to wherever you're going, right? So that kind of works. So motion sensor is great. Because half of us are blind as bats in the middle of the night, right? You wake up and you're like, oh, you know. So I guess for that purpose it'd be alright. But anyway, yeah, great little kit. Check them out at Walmart. I mean, there's Walmart in the States too. I'm sure they're going to sell them in the U.S. locations. But definitely in Canada, Walmart Canada. I got mine, of course, in North Bay. I'm only like 20 minutes, half an hour drive to North Bay. And I think for $13, that was a winter kit. I was going to buy 2 more of these 3-footers, but then I'm going to run into the same issue. I'm going to have 2 cables coming out, and I don't have enough power banks or enough plug-ins for stuff, so it's kind of like, wow, 1 cable works, and it plugs right into my drive bank thing here, because I have charge ports, and that worked out just fine. I was surprised that the remote was not only the same, but also on the same frequencies as the other kits, and they're different brands. I mean, I was shocked as it was that my 16-footer kit and my 2 3-footers use the same remote with no issues because of the exact same remote, same frequency. And when I saw the remote on this package, what they do show of it, I was kind of like, well, maybe it's different because they show a lot less buttons. They only show like, what, 6 buttons here, right? And I thought, okay, we're going to be cool with this. Oh, then I looked at the back of the box. Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah, it's probably going to be the same. So I do have 1 remote to rule them all, and that's fine. I work with it, I deal with it, it's great. Anyways, any questions, leave them in the comments below. Do the best I can to answer them. Do stay tuned for when I do get more LEDs, because I'm going to have to wait for a while. I will do some install videos for you guys on some items that I'm thinking about I want to pimp out a little bit. You know, and we'll definitely do install videos for you guys for that sort of stuff. I think I'm going to wait, well, it's winter time now in Canada, so I'm probably going to wait till the spring or the summer and pimp out the inside of the car with some LED lighting, because that's something we've also both been talking about for a while, is, you know, do some pimping out inside the car, put a better set of speakers in there. We got a fantastic stereo, but we need better speakers in the car, that sort of thing. So we're hoping to be able to do some of that stuff this year in 2021, in which case there will be install videos for that stuff as well, I'm sure, or at least you'll see the benefits of upgrading your audio in your car. But, in the meantime, stay tuned for more cool videos. I have a lot more on the way. Gaming videos, tech videos, that sort of stuff. We're having some fun, that's for sure, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.